Hey, we're Tiff and Jill, and we're gonna piss off your trainer, challenge everything you've been told, and show you what actually works for your body after 40.
If you've been doing everything right and still feel like shit, you're in the right place. Welcome to MoonBody, and let us help you get to your best damn life.
Welcome to a really fun day. We are gonna get into Jill's story, which I'm sure if you've seen on our post, she's had some pretty amazing results in her life as far as health goes, but it's been a long journey to get there.
Yeah. Yes, it has.
A really long journey to get there.
Yeah.
So enjoy the story, see maybe where you see yourself in her story. And before we start, just thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what comes out.
We'll see what comes up. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Take us way back, like way before MoonBody was a thought, way before everything, really.
Well, I'm not going to go back to the beginning. If you want the beginning, become my friend, and I'll give it to you. Okay? But I will take it back to when I started to get really frustrated with my body.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, I was in the military for 13 years. And I got out of the military in 2013. And right when I got out, I started to struggle with gaining weight. And I thought it was stress at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes sense. I had deployed numerous times and whatnot. And that led me on like a 18-month discovery to find out I had PCOS.
And I just want to interrupt because she didn't say this. Leading up to this, Jill was a like all-American wrestler. So
Yeah, that's
to be, I would say, in control, that's a weight class sport. So you were in control of your weight up to this. So this is brand new territory.
Yes,
Not
and
something you've dealt
military, very
with.
how you look, fitness driven,
Height and weight
standards. So the fact that I was working out all the time and gaining weight was driving me bonkers. And I had resigned to the fact that I must be broken or that something is not working how it's supposed to work. So 18-month kind of went to doctors, got dismissed a lot, and finally found a PCOS specialist who was like, yes, you don't have all the classic signs, but your blood work tells us you do have PCOS. And in my mind, which I feel like all of us are looking for this answer, but like, I got the answer. But
So what do I do?
Did that fix anything? No. Well, and their answer was go on birth control. And I had been on birth control before that and didn't love it. So my answer was like, no, we're going to do some holistic stuff. So that kind of started a whole adventure of, I did paleo for a year straight. Did not deviate, not fucking once, you guys, not once. I ate paleo and I gained in that year 65 pounds in a year.
Now, I just want to say, let me ask, because I've worked with people who did paleo. I've done paleo. The difference between, I'll just throw it out there, what I do when I do paleo and what my husband does when he did paleo. Like, were you eating a rainbow, tons of fruits and veggies, or were you like the meatitarian paleo
because I was
person?
working with the doctor who was trying to help me control PCOS. So like I did eat more meat than like a normal American diet maybe, but I was eating tons of vegetables and I was creating everything from scratch. Like yes, I would have pizza, but I did not have sausage, pepperoni. Like, it was literally a vegetable pizza with no cheese. You guys, I'm from Wisconsin. No cheese is the worst. Oh God. Anyway, so that kind of led me, we moved to Kansas and I weighed the most I ever weighed. I remember distinctly, I went to a specialist that came highly, highly recommended, a urologist who specialized in PCOS. And I weighed 263 when I got there. And I was teaching kettlebell classes in the morning, going to CrossFit at night. Jared had just deployed. And all I wanted was to like be my fucking self when he came home.
Well,
like,
I feel like let's dive into that because I feel like not huge transition. You've military family. You guys have moved around a lot, but here you are weighing the most you've ever weighed, doing all the things. How did you feel then? Like, besides you just said, I want to feel like myself, but.
So I feel like if I like look back now at the time, I would never have said I was like depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been like, life is challenging right now, but I would have never said those words. But looking back, I was wildly depressed. I had a very demanding job, and all I was doing was punishing myself.
You had a demanding job, but I would say like a very like powerful kind of job. Like on paper,
I was
it probably looked
basically
like
a
your
city
life
manager.
was great.
Yeah, yes. Aside from the weight gain, like I had $100,000 a year job. I had gotten a huge promotion to get into that job, and was kind of hand selected. I was teaching classes. I started a program that the entire Department of Defense adopted. Super successful. I personally, in that job, I personally hosted Jill Biden to Fort Riley. Like I was her escort. It was a whole thing. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. All these years, learned something new.
See? But I was wildly unhappy, actually. And not like my marriage was great. The job was demanding but good. Money was good. Literally, I was just mentally not in a good place. And I thought it was because of my body. I know different now. But at that time, it was like, if I can fix my body and get back to what I was, which you guys in MoonBody, I hate when people are like, I just want to get back to my body. And I'm like, well, that's really how I felt. But I was also like you didn't know that. I was like 35, 36 at that time. So I didn't know what I didn't know.
The disconnect of other things. Yeah.
But I went to this urologist.
We find the specialist that's going to give you the answers.
And it came so highly recommended. I was so excited. So I went to her office, and the very first consult we had, she was like, okay, I think we can get this under control. I'm really optimistic. I think in 6 months, you'll be back to where you were. It's going to be great. Here's a diet plan. And it was literally like a piece of paper. And I remember that it was 500 calories a day and she explained that we need to eat more or eat less, move more. We need a bigger deficit than what I was currently in. That she didn't want me to exercise more. She just wanted me to move more. She actually wanted me to cut. I didn't even tell you this part when we were talking about this before, but like she wanted me to cut out weightlifting, cut out like all my training, but like just walk more is really what it was. And then 500 calories a day. And I remember like the thing that sticks out and it makes me mad. I think about it almost every day, actually. Because I have...
Is this your villain origin story?
It's a villain origin story. I have breakfast. I have berries every single day in my breakfast, and every single day I'm like, fuck 10 raspberries.
Oh my God.
Like, so 10 raspberries was the breakfast protocol.
That reminds me of doing the freaking... Remember the zone diet with the blocks and counting out? I get one macadamia nut.
I get one.
My husband got 3 macadamia nuts, and I only got 1 macadamia
So when I...
like,
well, we'll get there.
It's so fucking crazy now to think about.
Yeah, but actually, so it's funny you say that because I was like, I had gotten CrossFit certified before this, and I remember being so turned off, and I thought it was because of wrestling by the zone diet. But now I'm like, maybe.
I don't know the connection.
Anyway, so I did that for a while until in that same year, like I was just hunting for answers everywhere I could go. And I had an answer, but like nothing. PCOS is so under-researched and so under...
Especially then.
Like, yeah,
it's
in
more
2015.
now, but then...
Like very not talked about. And everyone was like, diet and exercise, diet and exercise, diet and exercise. And birth control. So I was like, literally just like, well, what diet, what exercise, like, what do we need to do? I'm CrossFitting, I'm weight training, I'm doing all these things. And I signed up to go to the Army Wellness Center to do a bod pod, not DEXA, bod pod scan to like actually see what we're fucking working with here. And I did a true resting metabolic rate with the mask where it actually like uses your metabolites to decide what it is. And so I did the bod pod and I did the RMR test, and the person who is a trainer, like an exercise science person, was like, came and gave me my results, and they were like, you have off the charts like muscle, like your lean mass is like 170 pounds, so you're never gonna weigh less than like 200 and be healthy first. And then second of all, which that's not true, we'll get to that later though. And second of all, your metabolism is actually so high and you have such a good metabolism because of the things I was doing that you should never be eating less than 2,300 calories a day. 23 to 24 is what they recommended based on the actual metabolites. And basically he just looked at me and was like, you're starving yourself fat. And that was the first time I ever heard that.
What was your reaction when he said that?
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it, and nobody knows anything. Like, that's how I felt. Like, nobody knows anything. But even armed with that knowledge, it was really hard to overcome the mindset of eat less.
Well, I'm sure. Well, because how many times were you hearing it? Like, you already come from a fitness background where that's like, I would say the number one piece of advice that is touted anywhere is eat less, move more.
Eat less.
Whether you're just like working on your healthy habits, like go on, get your 10,000 steps. Where do you think that was born from? Like eat this whatever amount of vegetables, macros. They're counting the calories, they're doing the math to get that you're eating less than you are expending. Like the whole system is based on this.
Yep.
So of course.
And that at that time it was all low carb. Yeah. And I had come from low carb from wrestling too. And low carb had worked for me in the Army, like too. So when he told me that, I remember then giving me like a sample meal plan, and I was like, I'm fucking not eating oatmeal for breakfast. I'm not eating bread at dinner. Like I remember being like, meh. But also like my heart and my brain understood like, yeah, of course you're starving yourself fat, but like it was really hard to grasp. But I knew that it was right. Like, it was weird.
Did you have any, there was some anger. I feel like a little bit of anger, probably directed to some of the people who have told you all that. But was there any judgment or anger at yourself for not trusting yourself, or any shame there or anything like that? Or was it mostly just like this stupid fucking system?
So there's a lot of shame tied up in my entire story. So like I'm a soldier gaining weight. The minute I got out of the Army, I got CrossFit level 1, personal trainer, kettlebell, cycling. Like I did all these certs, and I'm the fucking fattest instructor you've seen. Like, sorry for my swearing, guys, but it's how I felt.
Sorry, not sorry.
Like I literally went to an interview for a personal training job and apologized for my appearance. Like that is a real thing. So there's a lot. When I met Vince at Cobra Command, I was like, I know I don't look like a really good coach, but I promise you I'm a really good coach. Like I remember telling him that. Like, so there's a lot of shame tied up in all of it. And there's a lot of self-blame that I let myself get to this point that I didn't know that I'm a professional and I don't know. And then I have weird blame now that I fucking coached women.
I struggle with that too. Like what I coached women, but we did the best with the knowledge we had.
With the knowledge we had at the time.
Now, we're trying to change it.
So yes, I would venture to say sometimes there still is some of that. And like, here's the catch with blame and self-blame. Like it does serve a purpose and it helps us to create change. But you got to also understand what it actually is and let it go when it's done serving you, right? Like, and I'm still working through that now. So.
Okay. So we not digress. That was beautiful. But they tell you basically been starving yourself. Here's this new diet plan.
Yeah, I didn't like the diet
plan. Did it work?
Plan. No. No. I didn't
I fucking didn't.
I did start eating more, but I didn't start losing weight.
Okay.
And that led me...
Did anything shift when you were eating more? Like, did you feel better?
Yeah, I think I felt better. I actually think I performed better. I feel like that's when because like in there, you beat yourself so bad in training that like I was losing fire for training. I was like feeling burnt out. I was feeling like run down. And so I definitely think like the fuel aspect of it helped fuel like, that's where I started this program. I started a program where people who work for the government could go get a workout during lunch, and they like got so many hours a week to do it, even though it was an extended lunch, and it got adopted by all of DOD. So like it fueled me enough to have fire to do those things, which is really, really cool. But I didn't necessarily gain a lot more weight, but I wasn't losing any weight. And I was starting to feel my body like deteriorate. Like I didn't feel as strong as I should. Like my joints were starting to go. My hip was really bothering me, which is a whole nother story.
That'll be another episode.
Yeah, so that had me still searching for better answers. But also a little bit of resignation of this is just what it is now. And you can't change it. You can't. Like there was definitely a period right before I came to Cobra where it was like, this is just how it is, and fuck it. Like
forced it.
Yeah.
Faux acceptance.
Like keep working out, keep doing what you're doing because your blood work's okay, but you're just never going to be happy in your body again.
And that's where I feel like we do meet a lot of women at that stage where they're like, I'm going to keep doing all the things because there's a sliver of them that's hoping it's going to shift. But they have outwardly and mostly inwardly just been like, this is it. Yeah. This is just how my fucking life is going to be. Yeah. But they don't give up completely. They still do the little things because they're like a sliver of hope.
But I honestly think it's the sliver they're holding on for themselves. Because like I feel like I was like, well, medicine's not caught up. Everything I'm just buying time until GLP-1s or till whatever answer comes down the road when the research comes. But that sliver is for me. You know what I mean?
So what else did you try? Like we're about to be where you enter your full-time gym career.
Yep.
Life stress will be different. What else?
Yeah.
Kind of bridge the gap
right
along
as
the way?
I came into full-time gym life, I started back up on 2-a-days, and I really harnessed the idea of like go harder during that period. So I was like doing heavy 2-a-days, like heavy lifting, heavy hit, heavy, like 2 hours at a pop. So like 4 hours a day of training, which is fucking dumb. You guys, it's dumb.
I would say there might even be professional athletes that don't train, like training like that 4 hours a day.
No, and I think looking back, it was like me punishing myself, but like from thinking you're doing it right. Yeah. Thinking you're hitting all the stimuluses you need to do in the day, but is really just like an outlet for my unhappiness. Sure. And then I tried macro, that's when I got into like the concept of macros. Macros have been around for a while, like Zone, that kind of stuff. But Zone never really spoke to me. So the first big program I tried that was really popular was RP, was macro tracking. And that kind of reinforced this thought of like move more, eat less, because you earn what you get to eat.
Yeah, you get more food
on training days.
Train.
If you train, you get more food. Yeah. And I actually did lose like 25 pounds, I think, on that when I very first got here.
Did it stay off or did it come back?
It came back. It came back because it wasn't sustainable. Because my body started to break down from all the training. And then it was like this weird cycle of punishment. Like, oh, I can't eat today because I didn't train. So then I train even though my body is telling me not to train so that I can eat. And it just turned into like this. And because I have a psychology background, I could see how unhealthy it was. So it was, I maybe did that for a year. And in a year, 25 pounds, that's awesome. Yeah. But not sustainable over a lifetime.
The way it was coming.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What was your stress like? Like when did you transition from your city manager job to full-time Cobra? Was that during this time too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at first my stress was better, which might explain some of the weight loss.
Yeah.
And then it ramped up because owning a business is just owning a business.
Owning a business is hard. And gym life, if you don't know what it's like to work in a gym full time, some days you get up at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
And other days you don't leave the gym until like 8:30 at night. Like, it's like this, your sleep schedule, what schedule?
And
your eating schedule, what schedule?
Your social battery carries a lot of what your physiological battery can't. Mm-hmm. So it feels like you're okay, but you're not really okay. Mm-hmm. It's just like all the social interactions are carrying you. Mm-hmm. That's when I realized my sleep was really messed up and I needed to fix my sleep. When I first, it was probably in the first 2 years I was at Cobra, and I was like, uh-oh, because of gym life. Uh-oh. Gym life.
Because of gym life.
Yeah. And then I started nutrition because we had a nutrition company and you were my nutrition coach. Mm-hmm. And we had some success.
But I feel like that was also about the time
that
I'm guessing
I got real frustrated.
You got real frustrated and sought out other avenues.
Well, so, okay,
New
that's a good lead in. So around COVID, I just realized I'm really a fucking smart human. Tiffany's a really smart fucking human. If I'm not losing weight the way that the industry says everyone lose weight, I know you have all seen the person who's like, it's literally an equation of calories in, calories out, right? And we all want to believe that logically, but it's simply not true. And I knew from my own experience, you can tell me that that's the math. You can give me an exercise science textbook and tell me that's math, but there's other things at play here.
Oh yeah, we're not. There's so many other factors.
That might be true for a man. It might be true for a 25-year-old. It was true for me when I was a wrestler. I could literally see it, but it's not true anymore, and I don't know why. And I have a disorder that's affecting that, even though no one can tell me how. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, well, if I can't change my body physically, myself, with all of this knowledge that we both hold, then something else must be in the way.
Yeah.
So I started to seek out alternative, holistic stuff. So I was like, well, if my body won't release the weight, something else must be blocking it. There must be a trauma blocking it, which the body keeps the score. The body says no. Some of these books were really coming up and were in pop culture talk then. So I started to work with I started down the road towards becoming a shamanic practitioner and working with a shaman for my spiritual practice and reconnecting with that. I started therapy because I'm like, what if I'm just emotionally holding on all of this? I started working with a life coach because I was like, well, if this one thing I'm really holding on to, I can't change, I might as well build the rest of the life that I love around it. And then all of that kind of led me to finally being like, well, I'm just going to work with a functional medicine doctor. And maybe this is the way I'm going to be forever, but let's be as healthy as we possibly can with nature's intelligence at hand here, not just bullshit answers from the system.
Yeah. And so she went quickly through all those things that she was doing, but this was over years.
Yeah.
2 to 3, maybe?
Yeah, it was, just to become a shamanic practitioner was a 3-year process. So yeah, 3 to 4 years I went. And they were all kind of incremental. So I had a friend who was a life coach who kind of talked to me in that. And that was kind of the first step is well, if I can't necessarily have the body that I want, let's build the rest of the life. Right. And then that kind of opened me up to because she had me do a life inventory, right? What other areas of my life am I not happy with? And then it was well, I do feel the most connected to spirit and nature, but I haven't felt that connection very strong. So how do I adventure more into that? And, and then that led me down a whole rabbit hole of going to do ayahuasca and all sorts of other stuff. And that's actually what opened me up to actually go to counseling and therapy and doing all of that, because before that I didn't really I didn't have a super traumatic childhood. like in the way that people would talk about
like
it.
No big T.
Like, yes, I was in combat, and yes, I had big T trauma in combat, but like I felt like I had handled it really well myself. But then, like in the midst of all this, I had a super major depressive episode. It wasn't an episode, season.
It was a season.
A very, very depressive season where I just realigned a lot of things in my life. A lot of things that, but I realigned a lot of relationships that weren't working out for me. I realigned who I was, who I thought I was. I realigned businesses. I realigned a lot of things that just didn't feel good anymore.
So through all this, I feel like your focus of life shifted from like your physical fitness and losing the weight to just overall life.
Yeah.
How did your point of view or your emotional state, like some of that blame, that anger, that frustration, did that shift at all when you started looking more outward and not being so focused on the like physical?
Just the physical? Yeah, for sure. Like I think I let go of a lot of self-blame. I think I let go of a lot of self-punishment practices. But then also like I just felt more connected to like my higher purpose, more connected to who I actually was. Like I realized what my true values were and like what I stood for or didn't stand for. And then that let me start to orchestrate really my life, like how I want my interactions to be, who I interact with, how much I interact. And that all kind of brought a lot of alignment into my life, but also you can disagree with me here if you want, but it also helped me to reduce stress in a certain way. Like, yes, my life is still wildly stressful, but it let me just let go of a lot of shit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So at the beginning of the journey, and you were like, Jared's going to be gone. He comes back. I just want to be more like myself. At this point of your journey, 5 years,
like, almost
6
10
years,
years.
maybe. Oh,
like,
farther. Okay,
like 8 years into this whole thing, probably.
Yeah.
Well, really,
up to
on
this
the
point.
spiritual side, yeah.
Did you feel like you were getting closer to that at that point, or did you still feel a little disconnected from feeling like yourself again?
I still felt like there was maybe a little bit of block in my body, but I felt like soul-wise, I felt more connected to who I was than I ever did before.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of what clicked together, that like you're a holistic being, not just pieces. And then when that clicked together, and then I let myself off the hook.
Yeah.
And I stopped training like a weirdo. You're not a weirdo, P.S.
I mean, you might be.
But you might be. I am a weirdo, actually. I stopped training like my life depended on it. And I actually just started pursuing what I enjoyed, which, you know, was a whole thing of like, sometimes it was yoga. Sometimes it was just like bodybuilding. Then I started incorporating breath work into my workouts. And then I was working with the functional medicine doctor and literally had to leave everything I believed in nutrition-wise behind.
Yeah.
And eat all the fruit. all of the fruit. And drink celery juice and
not eat protein.
Super limit my protein every day for a long time and get rid of a lot of inflammatories. Then I feel like my body was finally like, now you're listening.
Yeah.
And then I started to lose weight. And now I've lost 88 pounds. like as of now. And I had hip surgery to fix some of my ailments. So, yeah.
I love it.
And I learned a lot about my body along the way. Like I learned that for a season of life, it hated cheese. But now it loves it again. So yay. And I learned that like my hip was holding a lot of emotional resentment. It was conditioning, but it was conditioned to be resentment about what the feminine is because I was in such male dominated and such masculine dominated environments and still am. But my magic is bringing the feminine into those spaces. Yeah. But I had to like learn that and then start to adapt it, and then the unwinding could happen. And then I learned that fitness should feel good, which I knew. Workouts have always felt good, but like you didn't have to be dying every day.
You don't have to be dead, dying on the floor. So I'm curious, like you went through your own personal change, like trial and error 100% to see what would work. How has that shifted before MoonBody was born, how you trained the women that were your clients?
So it really started with, if you don't know anything about me, there's no surface level conversation, right? Like we just deep. But so the conversations with clients got a lot deeper because until we can align your life with, like until I can understand what your life is bringing to the equation, I can't align what the protocol is to fix it. So if you are in a season, so this is 100% example. Nobody in my life currently is going through this, but if you're like in a really deep divorce and you come to me and you're like, all I want is to lose 20 pounds, I'm going to be very real with you and be like, yeah, no, that's probably not going to happen right now. But we're going to train so that when your body is ready, we can. Because the stress is just not going to allow it. Or we're going to change how we train because your stress is so heavy. We're not going to hit crazy die on the floor metcons. We're going to do some slow, controlled, heavy lifting to build muscle and let some rage out and let some emotions out.
Yeah.
Like kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And breathe. We're going to breathe.
We're going to breathe. Number one is
so much.
Is the breath.
That is probably the biggest thing I've brought to everything is like rest, breathe, connect, and breathe. Well, I mean, you know that. I think that had the biggest profound change for me is when I started doing breath work and like understanding that like life breathes us. We don't breathe it. And if we let it breathe us, then we can get the answers we're looking for. So I try to bring that to everything.
I would say you definitely do.
So
you definitely do. We learned all from
this. Yeah. So like at first I thought I was going to have like some weird soul fit thing.
That's true.
Like, I didn't know what it was, but I tried it and it didn't quite come together quite right because we were missing a key element, which was the Tiffany.
During this time, I feel like we were doing mostly driven by you. I was a happy assistant, happy helper for like some very soul work, deep dive into life.
Yeah. Like energy healing, fitness,
the breath.
Life.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And then we were still doing our normal fitness.
Still working in the gym.
Still trying to do nutrition stuff.
Yep. And then on an 8-hour drive to Chicago. Was it to Chicago or home from Chicago? I don't even remember. It doesn't matter.
On the way to Chicago, I was like, I had this idea about doing cycle synced workouts. But then we literally talked about how women who only come to us for fitness don't get all the help they need. People who only come to us for nutrition are missing the other pieces. People who only come for the nervous system in life end up failing at some point too. Like we just had this like lightning strike of
it has to be holistic.
It has to be all of it. Because that's where
the body is the doorway, but it's not the actual room. Like you in totality are the room or the house.
Yeah. And you need a program that will, when life gets crazy, the divorce is coming or the new job hits or it's
whatever
soccer season, whatever. Like your whole program needs to flow and account for what your nervous system is doing at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then on an 8-hour drive, we had it all framed out. Like all of it framed out.
Because it
was just so natural.
It just made so much sense.
Like the name, the protocols, all of it just. And a lot of it was based on, like, because we both kind of went through this season together, but like on different ends. But because we experience it on such edges, we are able to bring it kind of to the middle to cover everything, which is really, really cool.
Yes. And I think you're way more willing to experiment on yourself than you are with like a client.
Yep.
So how we had experimented and explored results for ourselves, like on the fringes of things, we were able to be like, this weird thing works so good for me. What if we have people do that?
And I think that our systems mindset and science mindset, because like a lot of people might feel like some of what we talk about is really wooey, but it's not. It's 100% rooted in science.
Dude, the last woman that we just started with 2 weeks ago, she literally, her first thing was, I know you're really into the woo, but I just can't get into it. And then we tested her breath and we talked about why she needed to do breath work. She's like, I would have never done breath work because I thought it was woo. But then as soon as we started talking about her nervous system, she was in. Yeah. She was like, I just thought it was woo because I didn't actually take the time to think about the science part of it.
The actual science. But that's kind of our magic, and kind of the magic of MoonBody is like we take these kind of concepts that seem fringe, but we apply the science on why they work, and we're bringing it all together in one place. Yeah. So you get everything you need there. Mm-hmm. And then it's custom. So like, yes, you might need coherence breath and I might need humming breath because I can't get out of my brain or whatever. And we're here to help you like figure those out for what season you're in, what thing is happening in your life, and then giving you the tools to modify and adjust as you go.
Yeah. So I feel like that was a really good, here's why it's custom. But for any woman who's out there listening and is like, you guys keep talking about MoonBody, you're talking about breath, you're talking about fitness and nutrition. Like, could you give them like a little sweet, here's what it is. Here's what we built in 8 hours on a drive.
In 8 hours on a drive. So MoonBody, at the heart of it is all about helping you find your best damn life. Yeah. Like your actual life in all aspects. So I want you to feel great in your body. I want you to have the energy to thrive in your life. I want you to feel strong. I want you to have confidence in your ability to make decisions. I want you to know to your core who you authentically are so that you can make decisions for your life from that place every single day. That's how I would say it. You're the eloquent one with words. So
this is the Jill Talk podcast today. Why is MoonBody different for, like, I would say the MoonBody protocols? They weren't MoonBody protocols when you went through it.
Yeah.
But everything that you experienced and put together. Why, when a woman has tried everything and everything has failed, what is the thing about MoonBody that is different?
Because they probably tried something and it failed because when everything wasn't perfectly lined up, it didn't match anymore. Mm-hmm. So the program was too rigid. It was too black and white. And we just don't operate that way because life is not that. Yeah. So whatever is going on, we're going to meet you where you're at and we're going to tell you what you need. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you the step-by-step plan for what you need in that moment, that day, that season, whatever you're going through. But it's really just bridge because if you understand anything with psychology, which we bring so much psychology, nervous system, gut health, fitness, metabolism, like all of this stuff, like really big psychology, outside of psychology, even I would say like quantum physics. We bring all of this into one thing. And you can't get that anywhere else. I know because I've paid tens of thousands of dollars.
Like I did all of the things.
I've paid tens of thousands of dollars to do these things. And what I realized is none of it would work. None of it would have maximum results unless you brought it all together. Yeah. And if you bring it all together, that's where you can really excel. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel.
I love it. I think it's true. It's true. You need it all together. Okay. We've had many women go through MoonBody. I just want to hear about one woman that maybe you see a little bit of your story in hers.
Oh, well,
from on whatever plane. It doesn't have to be just weight loss. It could be life stress. Yeah. It could be the blame factor, like whatever.
So obviously my first answer is Julianne, which if you guys didn't watch her podcast, it's below and you should. Because if I look back to when I really started this, like when I found out that I was under eating and it was making me fat, and you told me then that breath work, that energy healing, that sound baths, that journaling, that mindset pieces in general were going to be the answer to get me to weight loss, I would have like laughed at you and would have went and hit the gym.
I'm sure if I was like that same person, I was like, look at all these juices I want you to drink. You would have been like, all that sugar? No way.
No way. That's so much sugar. Like, so Julianne really resonates with me on that front because she came to MoonBody for the body to lose weight, to feel better and stronger with her shoulder, and literally told us, I don't need the life side. And then now she's our biggest, like,
she's there for
advocate
anything.
For all things the life coaching. So for sure, I would say Julianne. And then I also would say Holly, because Holly really resonates with me, not resonates, resonates with me because she was doing all the right things, like nutrition, even nutrition with you, where she was getting some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the bridge for her is that her body just, and this is what happened for me. You start to do the woo stuff, the breath, whatever. It's really just telling your nervous system it's safe. And when it feels safe, then it will start to let go of the weight, right? So Holly was doing nutrition, doing the right things, but she hadn't created a state of safe in her body. So we started with a sleep protocol. We started with breath, and then boom, things started to shift. So those would be the two I would say right now. And then Jess is one of my old soldiers, and it is what it is. But
they're all going together now. You can't name everybody.
I can't name them all, but I want to.
We don't have time. All right, last one for the woman who's listening who felt or feels currently some of like the pain and the anger, the frustration, maybe I would dare say some of the hopelessness, like from the beginning of your story, that 10, 15 year ago version of you. What do you want her to know? And if she's like, I'm in MoonBody, I've tried everything else, let me get on this, how would she start?
So first I would tell her that you're not broken, even though I hate that saying, but it's true. And you have done everything you need to. Now you need to let us help you create the environment inside and outside of you to change. And let us help you heal that. And come on. We got you. And we'll start with the nervous system, and we'll start with your stress, and we'll start right where you're at and go from there. And if you're lying awake at 3 a.m., you definitely need to hit us up because we can help you sleep.
Right? At the heart of it all.
We will help you sleep. So,
well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Also, it's not, your life can be greater than you ever imagined it could be, but you have to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Like I stood in my own way, and it wasn't even me that did it. It's just like the world tells you to be a certain way or do it a certain way. And once I got out of my way and like started to just follow what felt right, that's when everything started falling in place. And it might be a multi-year journey, and that's okay.
And that's okay. That's okay. I do have one more question. I know I said that was my last one. But when you moved into the house in Leavenworth and you were like, I just want to be myself before Jared comes home. If that woman, met now woman, would she think this is exactly what I pictured? Would she think this is way more than I
think it was more than she pictured?
You couldn't have even
No, because so much of my life is wildly more successful than because she was so on the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd just be floored, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Aww.
I feel like
I want to hug you.
last
I'm
year.
just so proud. I've been along, not the whole journey, but for a while. And I've seen
You've been along the whole journey of change, though.
That's true.
The whole, like, you met me when I was stuck and mad and, like, whatever. I mean, other things in my life were shifting because I would just come into the gym, whatever. But I was real mad at my body. I was real unhappy in my body. So.
Yeah. And now look.
Yeah.
Now and you honor your body.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing your story. It's not easy, I feel like, to get on and get recorded and share all the nitty gritty of, I want to say the lowest points of your life, but if you look back, I mean, hard times for sure.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies. We'll see you next week. What do we have planned for next week?
I don't remember.
I don't either. You'll just have to wait.
Perimenopause.
Perimenopause. What the fuck? Perimenopause. Thanks, everyone.